We're several weeks, obviously, into the invasion of Ukraine. Now we're hearing that oil may, in fact, be on the table for sanctions and potentially even gas as well. This all does, of course, tie very directly to these EU economies. Various countries, of course, much more tied than others to Russian energy imports. I'm talking about Germany, for example. But is there a sense that if recession is coming anyway, they might as well go ahead and do this? Because certainly they were loath to do it before the invasion, and they've been loath to do it in the last 4 weeks.
Well, I think the trend line is good here. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's clear that there's a sensitivity and a sense of moral outrage in Europe that is forcing decisions that were unbelievable just a month ago in terms of Germany's defense spending, the sanctions that have been applied so far, the Nord Stream 2 decision. They're working their way through this difficult question about their dependence on Russian oil and gas. But step by step, they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you say the moral outrage, obviously, with the atrocities that we're seeing coming out of Bucha. One of the questions, of course, is how could they have not been morally outraged weeks ago? I know that when I've spoken to various Ukrainian officials, including the foreign minister, they were pushing for sanctions ahead of this invasion. The EU obviously not willing to go that far. What is your sense today of what we could see by the end of this week in terms of sanctions?
It's hard to say where we'll be by the end of the week. There's been very strong suggestions from the Biden administration that they have a few more sanctions left in their pocket. I think the EU will get to consensus on the coal issue. It's going to be difficult for Mr. Orban, even though he's a bit contrarian in terms of the rest of the EU, to singularly stop the movement of the whole continent in terms of where they want to go. So I hope that by the end of the week that they will have set some targets on reduction of oil and gas from Russia, if not 100%, then something that will make a major difference in terms of Russian revenues.